Jake, what are you doing?
Proceed, Reverend.
By the power vested in me by God, and by the power in His Word, and the Holy Spirit, and by the state of New York in this the year of our Lord, 1948, I now pronounce you man and wife. You may kiss
my sweet patootie there, Thorne.
Keep your nose out of this, Seamus. One more step and I'll let the Reverend here have it. Grab some air, all of you. No one's gonna put the skids on my wedding day. Now back it up.
You, Damien, are no gentleman.
An apt observation. And you, Miss Scarlet, are no lady.
I would have gladly cut my heart for you to wear if you wanted it. But now, it was better to know the worst than to wonder.
Well, my dear, take heart. If I was to say I was madly in love with you, I'd be lying. And what's more, I knew it. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Well, you're never gonna get away with this, you know.
Yeah? Well, watch and learn.
"9:45. I enter the Copa Lounge. It was quiet. Almost too quiet. What's the term? Oh yeah, it's quieter than a church mouse in a graveyard at midnight. I had a bad feeling about this. Hey, it's like a friggin' cemetery around here. So what gives, Tony?
Slow night tonight, Jake. With Lola in her honeymoon, the things are not the same around here.
There she was, as sad and melancholy as the day we first met. Be a pal, would you, and let me in on the secret. How'd a good, clean gal like you end up mixed up in a situation like this?
Why, whatever do you mean, Jake?
Doesn't it bother you at all if a sweet rose like you is married to a crook like Thorne?
What I want to know is, does it bother you?
Thought you could pull a fast one on me by stringing me along with the same sob story about having amnesia? Nice try.
Oh, Damien, my love.
What is it now, darling? You're always bringing me problems. No solutions.
Damien, look who's come to give us a farewell send-off for our honeymoon.
Well, if it isn't my good old pal, Detective Jake Lawton, P.I. I'd say that stands for pretty ignorant. Get it?
Good one there, Thorne. You're regular Milton Berle. Kicker is you got a really nice face for radio, too.
A wise guy, huh? It's a real shame about what's about to happen to your face, Lawton.
By now, it's just a matter of waiting to see who cracks first. Me, the case, or his sanity. And then the answer hit me. Like a hot kiss at the end of a wet fist. I'd have to go toe-to-toe with this slimeball if I was ever going to make the charges stick. So where you two kids off to, Niagara Falls?
What's with the third degree, huh? Are you joking to be a newspaper reporter or something? Like you really give a damn. It's never too late to apologize, you know. And man, I'm really sorry for all the apologies that you're about to make.
Damien, please don't do anything foolish. This is wrong on so many levels. Let's just leave now and let bygones be bygones.
Who cares what's right and what's wrong? Black and white is only in the papers or the movies. Me, I like 50 Shades of Grey, if you know what I mean.
I knew all the while he was packing heat, so I had to use my noggin and act fast. Drop the gun, Thorne. I know how many times I can pull my trigger before I bleed out. Well, guess how many times you can, and it ain't looking good for you at all.
As they say, there's a sucker born every minute, and you, my friend, are as dumb as they come. Why, I heard your mother used to take a ruler to bed just to see how long she slept.
Leave my ma out of this. Keep riding me, Thorne, and they're going to be picking iron out of your liver once I knock you flat on your keister.
Speaking of liver, I'd fancy some pâté de foie gras and fava beans paired with a nice Chianti right about now.
I didn't think there was a word for the kind of messed up you are. How the hell do you sleep at night?
Like a baby. Thanks for asking. I could tell from the moment I met you that thinking isn't one of your strong suits now, is it, detective? Whereas, in my case, my reputation for witty banter and snappy repartee has got me out of a lot of jams over the years. So, do try to keep up.
Guess you could say my greatest weapon as a detective isn't this gun here or even a badge, but a relentless curiosity. What's the matter, Thorne? Cat got your tongue?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the saying goes, "'Twas curiosity what killed the cat, and while the cat's away, the mice will play." Huh? Cat's back. Playtime's over. Hands up. I'll drill you so full of lead, you numbskull, that you look like a piece of Swiss cheese on pastrami.
Guess it's true what they say about the law of the jungle where you're concerned, Thorne.
Go ahead. Enlighten me, detective.
In this dog-eat-dog world, you gotta do what you gotta do to survive. My guess is, you grew up poor and crafted some get-rich-quick scheme, some con, and preying on unsuspecting widows and heiresses you read about in the obit section of the paper. Am I getting warm here, Pally?
You're quite the storyteller, Jake. Your affinity for fiction reminds me of the cheap dime-store novels that you'd see on every corner. But you're right. When you say I had it tough, it wasn't easy growing up on the streets in Hell's Kitchen.
My pops, he owned a bar down in Soho, and he was gunned down one night right in front of me during a shakedown. The perp walked. So don't give me no sob story about the School of Hard Knocks. I wrote the book.
Touché, Mr. Lawton. You win, hands down. Almost brings a tear to my eye.
You know what? You're nothing more than a psychopath. I knew it from the moment I first met you.
Careful there, Dick Tracy. I'm not a psychopath, not in the least. I guess you could say I'm a high-functioning sociopath with absolutely no moral compass whatsoever. So next time do your homework, genius, before you open your mouth in public.
I finally came to the conclusion that this guy was crazier than a bedbug, and twice as nasty. My favorite kind of scum is dead scum. Over you, my friend, or my second favorite kind of scum, soon-to-be dead scum.
Okay, nobody move. Grab some sky, or I'll let my blushing bride here have it. You heard me, Lawton. Put down your gun.
Damien, call me crazy, but do you know what I like about you?
Do tell, my love.
You're rock bottom. I wouldn't expect you to understand it, but it's a great comfort for a gal like me to know she couldn't possibly sink any lower. You're as cold-blooded a snake as I have ever met.
Flattery will get you everywhere, my dear. Look, you're a nice enough girl, but in case you're thinking of mothering me, forget it. I'm no stray animal that you can just bring home to dear old Dad, and I damn sure like my neck without a collar.
How dare you bring up my father, you cold-hearted monster!
Calm down, my pet. I meant no disrespect whatsoever.
So, was it all just a game to you, Damien? Was I nothing more than a pawn in your vicious plan? A means to an end, my love? You get me to fall for you hard, and then you turn around and...
With my brains and your looks, we really could have gone places, sweetheart. Who's to say what's right and what's wrong anymore? You tell me something that's right, and I'll show you just how wrong it is.
I don't even know who you are anymore.
You want to know who I really am? Yeah, some days so do I.
Stop lying to me. I want to know the truth right now.
You want the truth? You want the truth?
Yes, I want the truth. I think I deserve it after everything you have put me through.
You can't handle the truth. But you know what? On second thought, I'll tell you the truth, but then I'm going to have to kill you, sweetheart.
Not so fast there, pal. We got some unfinished business, me and you. Justice is just us, get it? So why don't you just let the little lady go, huh?
Stay out of this, gumshoe. You keep yammering on like that and you'll be fitted for a Chicago overcoat if you don't wise up.
Bring it on, scumbag.
You'll be rusting in pieces 6 feet under if I have anything to say about it. You know what? This is growing really tiresome. I think it's about time we blow this popsicle stand.
Now then, correct me if I'm wrong, but frankly, I doubt it.
What are you going on about now?
Well, I knew something was wrong with that story, didn't quite stack up. You want all that money so bad, you could almost taste it.
Oh, you got me, detective. What is it they say? Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. I admit it, I was going to frame you for the murder. You would have been the perfect patsy to take the fall for it, too. That is, until you got a little too close to the truth.
Go on, I'm all ears.
You sap, you played right into my hands. I knew you were tailing me in Dumbo, Sherlock, so I got my pal Lenny to slip a little something extra into your drink. Who knows what you could have gotten up to in a drunken rage, maybe even murder.
Drop the veil, Thorne, or whatever the hell your real name is. This has got to be really embarrassing for you. I mean, you were going to use your position and status as the husband of a billionaire heiress to line your pockets and get away with murder, right? Why don't you just come clean?
Now, that's where you're wrong, Chief. One must never set up a murder. Murders must just happen unexpectedly. That's life. Now then, when I was just starting out, making a name for myself on the streets, folks would say I was an unfortunate accident. Not as a child, no, but rather when I was grown, I would meet people and things would just happen, and others would say that they had met an unfortunate accident. Ain't life grand, or should I say, death?
You'll never get your hands on my inheritance, Damien, over my dead body.
That can be arranged, mon cher. If you're lucky enough, imagine how easy it was for me to take out a life insurance policy on my distraught bride. As sole beneficiary, I stand to inherit the grand sum of 950 large, enough to set me up in style for the rest of my life. And as someone once said, greed, for lack of a better word, is good.
You're dust to me now, Damien. Any man can fool a woman if he wants to, especially if she's in love with him. I feel so betrayed, so used.
Your words, they cut me to the quick. I swear, it's like you've driven a stake right through the center of my heart. I stand here before you, mortally wounded to the core.
Most people like to collect things, stories, souvenirs. As for me, I've got a collection of heartaches. I'll just have to add this one to the pile. You know something? Scars like these, they never heal. I learned that the hard way a long time ago.
Forget about laughing all the way to the bank, Thorne. The only bank you're gonna see is when they send you up the river. And they got a nice pair of bracelets in your size, too. You ain't never gonna see the light of day again, neither.
Now, detective, you're jumping the gun just a little. My hands are clean in all this. I had nothing whatsoever to do with the murder of that Holloway fellow. I'm not taking the rap, as they say, for some old stiff. And you won't be reading me the riot act, detective, without a smoking gun.
What makes you so sure of that?
Why, I feel another unfortunate accident is imminent. What is it they say? Ah, yes, dead men tell no tales. Say your prayers.
Oh, maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. Loving you, dear, like I do. If it's a crime, then I'm guilty. Guilty for loving you.
You're guilty of sin, and they should throw the book at you, Damien. Livia Benson, Special Investigations Unit. The bartender over there is my partner.
Detective Hunter Hedges. Silver bullet works every time. Ah, hey! Don't even think about it.
My head was spinning so fast I thought I was coming down with vertigo. Tony, an undercover cop? Laurel? A detective? The infamous Benson and Hedges? Who'd have thought?
Huh? You can be married to someone and you think you know them intimately, and then...
Book this piece of scum downtown, Hedges, and ship him off to the tombs. Just get him out of my sight.
Sure thing, Livia.
Wait, didn't someone once say love means never having to say you're sorry?
Yeah, tell it to the Marines.
Damien Thorne, you are hereby charged with a conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. You have the right to remain silent. Everything and anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law.
Yada, yada, yada. Don't think for 1 second that I'm gonna go down for this. I'll get the best shyster lawyer that money can buy. This isn't the last you'll see of me. I'll not be taking a fall for a crime that I didn't commit!
Good work there, Laurel. Livia. Why don't you let me in on your little sting operation?
Plausible deniability. We had to make Thorne think he was getting away with murder.
What about his accomplice? It was Goldberg, right?
What tipped you off, Lawton?
The simplest explanation is always the most likely. I recognized that laugh of his when I first ran into him at the dive bar in Brooklyn. So I just kind of put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, these two masterminds have been in cahoots, coming up with this scheme for quite some time now, trying to get their hands on all that billionaire's dough. When Goldberg married into the family, it gave him easy access to Holloway. He even tried to hypnotize me into believing I had amnesia in one of our therapy sessions that Damien set up. So I just played along.
So where's Goldberg now?
Hedges picked him up right after the wedding. Didn't even see it coming. Caught him right off guard.
Great undercover work, detective. Hey, tell me something. How'd a girl like you get mixed up in a dirty undercover business like this?
I guess you could say that blue blood runs in my family. My pops is a cop, and his father before him.
Well, it's like they say. Detection is the subtle art of understanding human nature, even in its darkest form. Guess my work's done.
Not so fast, Jake. Thanks for your help in getting a full confession out of Thorne. You know, we could sure use someone with your savvy and expertise down at 247.
Yeah. Too much red tape and too many rules and regs for my liking. Thanks for the offer, though.
Guess we'll always have Paris, huh?
Here's looking at you, kid. Well, that's the way it all ended. Like I said earlier, this is just one of a million stories in this city that never sleeps. You can be king of the hill, top of the heap one day, and find yourself pushing up daisies the next.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Damien Thorne, down for the count. Criminal conspiracy revealed in sting operation at the Copa. Hey, I remember you, mister.
Yeah, give me one of those, kid. So what's up?
A price of gas. I know for sure. It ain't my pay.
Yeah, I hear you.
So how'd you bring the count down, mister? Caught him red-handed, eh?
Yeah, I remember this, kid. Every villain is a hero in his own mind. So that Count thought he was golden. Turns out when I've been tailing him for weeks, he had quite the racket going. Bribery, blackmail, intimidation, gaslighting, and conspiracy to murder. For me, it was all a matter of timing. Being in the right place at the right time, and having Lady Luck on my side.
You mean Miss Scarlet?
Bingo. Pretty savvy for a pipsqueak, that's for sure.
Gee, thanks, mister. I want to be a newspaper reporter when I grow up. Thanks for the scoop.
You'd be a natural writing stories there, Squirt. You know, this one's a tale as old as time. Small town girl moves to the big city. Girl loses memory. Girl meets boy. Boy likes girl. Girl inherits billions. Boy loves girl and spins out of control. Girl comes to her senses. Boy ends up in the big house. Girl lives to fight another day.
Boy, oh boy, my head's spinning just trying to keep up, mister. By the way, they were saying there was blood in a single gunshot at the Copa. But just who shot who?
You heard right, kid. But don't worry. Despite what you might be thinking, nobody died, but justice was finally served in the end. Thanks to an assist from Benson and Hedges.
Wow, chalk another one up for that crime-fighting duo.
Anyways, kid, I should have seen the writing on the wall and all those telltale signs. This here story was never going to have a truly happy ending for me. Those only happen in fairy tales and picture shows.
Forget about it, Jake. It's still my kind of town. You know, I can already picture the headline. It reads, Once Upon a Crime.
You know, Pipsqueak, this could be the beginning of a beautiful friendship.